Yes, gang gang. Yes, yes, yes. It is with great pleasure as I welcome to yet another beautiful episode of Time Out with Yaba. I remain your sweet host Joseph Emmanuel Yaba, and thank you very much for joining us this beautiful Saturday. And I hope that our Saturday is going well. Yeah, it's been a wonderful day for me, and yesterday I had a wonderful time hanging out with friends, and it was amazing. I think I should be hanging out more often. Yes, I welcome you to Time Out with Yaba, and this episode we will be having we'll be discussing on the topic setting the right priorities. Yes, you heard me right. Setting the right priorities. Yes, setting the right priorities. You know, when you talk about how you want to live your life, what exactly comes to your mind, right? So, do you see yourself traveling the world? Do you see yourself writing a book or building your own business? Well, however you choose to want to live your life, all will be determined by how you set your priorities. Yes, however you choose to want to live your life will be determined by how you set your priorities. Yeah, because when you want to make changes to your life, it's important to know what's most valuable to you. Yeah, sometimes though it's kind of hard to figure this out when you are always in the fast lane and you start to lose focus on what you originally wanted to achieve in the first place. And that is why it is very important that you set the right priorities. Great. So we'll be looking at how to set your priorities right in this episode. Sit down, relax. See you soon. Yes, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, this is Time Out with Yaba, and today, of course, we're looking at and we're discussing setting the right priorities. Now, let's dig in. Now, we all live such a busy life these days. Everybody is busy. Everybody is busy these days, all right? And it makes it challenging to do everything on our to-do list. Now, a lot of people have a to-do list already drawn, but yet find it so challenging to do everything that is written on that to-do list. All right, so to make sure you are able to focus on your priorities, it is important you ask yourself this question: why? Because there is why behind everything that you do. Once you have a deeper understanding of why something is important to you, it makes it easier to follow through with getting it done. You may even find once you discover your why, that sometimes your priority will even shift. So what you have initially set as your priority, but the moment you discover why, it might change. So your priority might end up changing, which of course a lot of times it changes. Now, so how do you figure out what's most important to you? How do you figure out what's most important to you so that you can set your priorities straight, so that you can set the right priorities? Now, well, it begins with you. It starts with you. You must commit to making time for yourself so that you don't get caught up in details of life, you don't get caught up in activities of life and end up getting it all twisted. All right? Now, sometimes you don't even have time to breathe. You don't even have time to relax. You don't even have time to process things. You don't even have time to plan. But once you commit yourself to setting the right priorities, it helps you reduce a lot of unnecessary stuff, unnecessary things. And it gives you a more clearer path to wanting to achieve anything. Now, here are 13 ways you can figure out how you want to take charge of your life by setting your right priorities. Great. Number 1, figure out what's most important to you. Figure out what is most important to you. Now, before you can set your priorities straight, all right, you need to figure out exactly what they are. What are your priorities? Yes, so what are your priorities? Yes, because you have limited time and energy, so you need to determine what your top priorities are at any given moment. Great, number 1 is done. Figure out what's most important to you. So let's go to number 2. Number 2, create an action plan. Create an action plan. Yes, a lot of people have plenty priorities, have plenty things in their head, and yet no plans. All right, and yet they don't know how to create a plan. So it is very important that you create an action plan. Now, it's time to put your thoughts into action. It's time to put your thoughts into action. Take a few moments to create a plan of where you would like to see yourself in the next couple of months or years. Now, align those dreams with your priorities, because it will help you focus on making your wishes, your dreams, your plans come true. Now, jot down what you're looking for in a new job. Get specific in terms of salary, location, and the types of role, as well as where your strengths are and what you want to learn, expand upon in the next months. Now, then create an action plan. Set up job alerts, review your resume, network with people each week, etc. You already have a plan. It's as simple as ABC. Well, it's time to put your thought into action. That's the most important. The important take home from this step, and take a few moments to create a plan of where you would like to see yourself in the next couple of months or years, and align those dreams with your priority, and to help you focus on making it come true. Yes. Great. So, time out with Yaba. I'll be back after this short break. See you soon. Ta-da! Yes, welcome back from that short break. This is Time Out with Yaba, and we're discussing how to set the right priorities. Setting the right priorities. Number 3, designate specific time slot for your tasks. Have a time slot for your tasks. Now, sometimes just setting aside a specific time is all it takes. Now, within a matter of minutes, you may realize that you get a lot of things done because you have designated a time for each of the tasks. Now, it's important to remember to set time aside for things that truly matter to you. All right, whatever it is, you won't feel fulfilled if you constantly put other things before your own happiness. So, but with time, it will help you regulate what is important, what is a priority, and what is less priority to you. Great. Number 3, designate specific time slot for tasks. Now, number 4, determine how you want to live your life. I used to say live your life. All right, be free like a bird and live your life. It will help you to a large extent. It will help you build your self-esteem, and it will also help you discover who you are. All right. Yes. All right. So, another great way to keep your priorities straight is to consider how you want to live your life. Yes, it is important to have your priorities straight, so that you will know whether you are living a life of purpose and fulfillment that makes you feel good, or you're just wasting your time living another person's dream. So determine how you want to live your life, because when you have your priorities straight and know what's important to you, you are more in line with your intentions and what you really want out of life. Great. Number 5, talk to a mentor. Oh, I'm a beneficiary of mentorship. I always want to use this opportunity to specifically recognize all the wonderful mentors that God has given me. First and foremost, I want to say a very big thank you to Barrister Christy Ibrahim Ambi. Auntie, I love you so much. You are so wonderful. I want to say a big thank you to Uncle Mohammed Ibn Sahib. I want to say a big thank you to Barrister Franca Tumors. I want to say a very big thank you to Barrister Kemi. I have a lot of barristers, man. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that have devoted their time to mentor me, to making me who I am today. God bless you guys, man. I love you all. Alright, so talking to a mentor can open your eyes to problems you may not even have noticed. I remember growing up as a teenager, Barrister Christie did an amazing job by creating a platform for me where I can freely talk to her and, realign myself to my purpose. And getting to high school, I met Mr. Mohammed, and starting my NGO, I met Barrister Kemi, and I met all the wonderful people. So you see, like it has helped me a lot. And of course, try to talk to a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, try to get one. All right, they may help you see things from different perspective and challenge you to focus on what needs to be, not what needs to be done. It's about your life, it's about you, it's about your priorities, it's about things that will make you be a success story. All right, today I used to say that my story is to prove that every young person can succeed, but most people don't know why I usually say that. My story is to prove that every young person can succeed. Why? Because I have benefited so much from mentorship. If you're not sure what is most important to you, talk to a mentor. All right, talk to a mentor. They will help you. I have benefited a lot from mentorship. All right, yes, this is I'm so passionate about mentorship, and I'm also providing mentorship to a lot of people too. I have a lot of mentee, and I'm proud to say that most of the things I have gained from mentorship, I'm also passing it on. Right? Great. So talk to a mentor. All right, they will help you get your priorities right. Now, number 6, map out your daily tasks. Have you ever felt so motivated to make a change in your life, but in just a few days you retreated back to your old habit? All right, sometimes you just wake up with this joy, this motivation about, I want to do this, I want to do that, and all of a sudden the spirit just died down. All right, now prevent this by mapping out what you need to do every day, so that you keep your motivation and focus on point. All right, sometimes we just get so motivated, and at the same time we miss mapping out our tasks. All right, so in as much as you're waking up with these beautiful ideas, you're waking up with this joy, this gladness in your belly, you're having butterflies about the things you want to do, but that may not even be your top priority. All right, yes, so try as much as possible to map out your daily tasks. If is it in line with my priorities, is it in line with what I want to do, so that you don't get distracted. Okay, yeah, great. So that you don't get distracted. Talking about distractions, number 7, eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions. If you want to set your priorities straight, you need to get rid of all the distractions. All right, sometimes Netflix, TV, and all that, DSTV can be a distractions. Now sometimes our phone, talking about phone, I used to get distracted in my phone a lot. I used to go get distracted. All right, so yeah, sometimes phones can be distractions. Now set a time, set aside time on your on your calendar or your time, to work on priorities, to work on yourself, and have time for TV, have time for movies, have time for. Now it will help you know which is important, so that you rearrange your schedules for the day. All right, so, and at the same time it will help you eliminate all the distractions. All right, so yeah, try to eliminate distractions, and anything that's of distractions, of course, try to eliminate it, or else you will not achieve your priorities, you'll not achieve your goals. All right, now number 8, quickly before we go on a short break. Number 8, take time to reflect. Take time to reflect. It's very important that you continue to reflect on your journey, how far you've come. This means setting aside, maybe you can set aside an afternoon, or set aside a morning, or set aside a specific time, so that you reflect on your life, reflect on how far you've come, and you continue to rearrange your priorities. Put pen to paper and tell yourself the truth. Write down things. Like I always have a pen and a paper in my car. Sometimes I can be driving and all of a sudden something will just come to my head. I'll just put it down, and it can be a point of reflection for me, much better. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, this is Time Out with Yaba. Of course, the show will continue shortly with the next step. See you soon. Yes, welcome back from that very short break. All right, so we're trying to manage our time. Great. So number 9, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Yes, be honest. Now compare the reality of your time with your priorities. Compare the reality of your time with your priorities. Are you giving proper time to what matters most? Or if not, what can you do to make your true priorities number 1 in your life? Great. So make appropriate changes so your priority can match what matters to you. All right, be honest to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, man. It's about you. It's about your priorities. About what will make you achieve better results in life. All right. So that you don't end up putting pressure on yourself. All right, you definitely do need to be honest with yourself to figure out what is most important to you. Now number 10, create a list. Of course, create a list for yourself. Now there's nothing more satisfying than creating a list. Now it's a great way to see what you truly value, so that you can figure out what your next step will be. All right, create a list of your priorities so that it will help you synchronize what's truly important to you, so that you don't get overwhelmed. All right, and you can easily change them quickly because you already have a list. If it's not important, you take it out. If it's a priority, you put it in. All right, now it's a great tip. Creating a list is a great tip to keep your priorities straight. All right, it's a great tip to keep your priorities straight. Pen and a paper. Like I told you, I always have a pen and a paper in my car. I can be driving and something just flash in, and I just park, and I'll park gingerly and I'll just put it down so I don't forget. All right, create a list. Number 11, take action step in small ways. Take action in small steps. Don't create bigger actions and you want to achieve something big. No, there's a saying that says that a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So you start small. All right, you start small in a small way. You take smaller actions, and of course smaller actions will always yield better result. If you start to feel overwhelmed with your priorities, take a step back and remember to breathe. All right, remember to breathe and come back and start doing it in a smaller way. You don't need to do it in a bigger way. Now remember that you can't do everything all at the same time, but you can take smaller committed actions in smaller steps and build on them, and before you know it, you achieve greater success. Now number 12, remember that it's normal for your priorities to change. Yes, remember, it's normal for your priorities to change. Priorities can change. You can take some out and bring in some. All right, as you get older, also priorities change. As you get older, some of the things that you used to fancy, of course, some of them will change. And as you continue to get older, some other priorities will come in. Now your priorities will change as you get older. Just know that. All right, but don't think of it as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing for priorities to change. Now, but some priorities will be ones that we focus on over and over a long time. So try as much as possible not to get yourself overwhelmed, and also spend some time to go over each area of your life and write out any ideas or priorities that will help you, and that will help you to incorporate into your life in the nearest future. Now number 13, which is our final tips and step: check in with yourself regularly. You know, always have a check of yourself, you know, so that you don't get distracted. Should I say that? So that you don't end up losing focus. Sometimes you can go on a coffee date, sometimes you can go on a dinner date, like sometimes I do movie night with friends, sometimes we just go hang out, have lunch. Well, by the way, I'll be having lunch this afternoon. I'll be having lunch with some friends. All right, this so it is something you can do so that your friends can also help you, you know, check yourself, and before you know it, with a little bit of patience and with a little bit of, you know, encouragement here and there, and getting your friends involved, why not? You can figure out what's most important, and you can take charge of your life. So ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of Time Out with Yaba this wonderful Saturday. I hope this topic is of importance to you. How to get your priorities straight, how to set the right priorities. Thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the weekend. Bye bye. I love you all. I remain yours faithfully, Joseph Emmanuel Yaba, aka Yaba Joe.